All right, welcome to lesson 2.3.4, Systems of Linear Inequalities. As usual, let's start off with our vocabulary words. So the first vocabulary word is constraints, okay? And constraints are the inequalities from a system of linear inequalities. All right, and then our second vocabulary word is solution of a system of linear inequalities. And the solution is the intersection of the highlighted regions, the intersection of the shaded regions. Of all the shaded regions. Okay, so whenever we have more than one linear inequality, that's a system of linear inequalities. So as long as you have two of them or three of them or four of them, those are systems of linear inequalities. And then each of those inequalities is a constraint, okay? And then where all of your shaded areas overlap, that's your solution, okay? So let me know if you have any questions. But as for the video, we're going to go on to part A. So part A says, write a system of linear inequalities that represents each problem situation. Remember to define your variables. Number 1, Natsu is an experienced whitewater rafting guide. Natsu's raft can hold no more than 10 people other than himself. Natsu charges adults $75 and children $50 to ride down the river with him. His goal is to earn at least $250 each rafting trip. So we're talking about adults and children. So I'm going to let A be the number of adults. And I'm going to let C be the number of cats. No, just kidding. It's children. So A is the number of adults. C is the number of children. Okay, so let's focus on this sentence. Natsu's raft can hold no more than 10 people, okay, other than himself. So that means the number of adults plus the number of children must be less than or equal to 10. Okay, we cannot have more than 10 people because the raft will just sink, okay, and you don't want everyone to sink and die. So A plus C is less than or equal to 10. And then also this other sentence, Natsu charges adults $75. So I'm going to write $75 multiplied by the number of adults, and children cost $50. So plus $50 multiplied by the number of children to ride down the river with him. His goal is to earn at least $250. So at least means you want more than or equal to 250. So I'm using the greater than or equal to symbol for this one. Okay, so here we have our system of linear inequalities, and typically you write them within a little fancy curly bracket so that you know that this is a system. All right, you don't have to draw the curly bracket, but I'm drawing it because typically that's how we do it. So you guys can try number 2 on your own, and then you can pause the video and then we'll check later on to see if you got it right. And don't worry if you got it wrong because everybody makes mistakes. This is brand new to you. Of course, a lot of you are going to get it wrong, but that's okay. It's part of the learning process and it's important for you to try. So pause the video now and try. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a look and see how you did. Number 2 says a company prints flyers and brochures. It takes 2 minutes to print a flyer and 4 minutes to print a brochure. Each flyer uses 12 ounces of ink and each brochure uses 9 ounces of ink. The company has 2 hours available and 360 ounces of ink. Let's use F for number of flyers. Let's use B for number of brochures. Okay? So it takes 2 minutes to print a flyer. So I'm going to say 2F and 4 minutes to print a brochure. And then how much time do we have? The company has 2 hours available. Okay, so 2 hours available. I know a lot of you probably said less than or equal to 2, which makes sense, right? Except for one little detail. We don't want to use, oh my gosh, I forgot I can't erase. Whatever. Okay. So 2 hours is different from the units they gave us earlier. They gave us minutes. So we want to actually convert hours to minutes. So 2 hours multiplies by how many minutes are in an hour? 60. 60 minutes per hour. So then 2 times 60, that's going to give us 120 minutes. So instead of saying 2f plus 4b is less than or equal to 2, I actually want to write is less than or equal to 120. So this is actually our first equation. It's totally okay if you miss that small detail. It's kind of a tricky question, but don't worry. Just make your corrections right now. Okay? And then let's take a look at the other equation. So each flyer uses 12 ounces of ink. So 12 multiplied by the number of flyers plus each brochure uses 9 ounces of ink. So 9 times the number of brochures. And that should be less than or equal to the amount of available ink. And they're both in ounces, so we don't have to convert the units or anything. So less than or equal to 360. And that's it. Let me put my curly bracket around those two. And that's it for this category. Please call me over if you have any questions, and I will be right with you.